Charlie Kirk was offered an infusion of $150 million by Israel. Okay? That would double Turning Point USA's budget. Turning Point USA has an annual budget of $140 million. Netanyahu offered Turning Point $150 million. For one purpose and one purpose only: to shill for Israel harder. Turning Point USA is already pro-Israel. They're not anti-Israel. They've never been anti-Israel. Charlie Kirk has, in the past, criticized Bibi Netanyahu. He has criticized secular left-wing Jewry in America. He has criticized a war with Iran, the famine in Gaza. He has never opposed Israel in itself. He has never explicitly opposed Israel. Israel offered him $150 million to be more pro-Israel than they already were, to be harder in their support for Israel, and in particular, to support regime change in Iran and to support their ethnic cleansing and genocide in Gaza. And Charlie Kirk refused the money. And I have independently confirmed that, by the way. I've heard that from 4 people. 4 people that I trust that are in the know. So this is coming from Candace Owens, a friend of Charlie Kirk. This is coming from Max Blumenthal, who purports to have a source. And I have heard from a handful of people independently of those sources that this offer was real and that Kirk turned down the money. After Charlie Kirk turned down the money, Netanyahu asked if he would come visit Jerusalem and give him the re-education tour. The Holocaust Museum, the burned babies, the beheaded babies, the one that Elon Musk took, the one that our Speaker of the House took. Anyone that's ever criticized Israel has been subjected to. He refused that as well. They say that Charlie...
Now, that video, the videos we're going to play you on this show tonight do not represent the opinions of the BTG Show. They do not represent anything. This is for entertainment purposes only. Okay? Anybody got any comments on that before I move on to the next video?
Just at the end when he said he turned down the tour, but I've actually watched a video of Charlie Kirk where he talks about it, and he has actually been to Israel and been to all the places that were biblically in the Bible, right? Because he wanted to visit them with him and his wife, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So if they wanted to do all that, they could have done it when he went then, you know?
Sure.
So
sure.
I know they did go, though. I remember watching him specifically say they went and visited Israel.
Yeah. This is just something I've heard. Okay. Charlie Kirk had an awakening moment in his life about certain countries. Okay. That's all I want to say about that. Okay. At one particular point, he might have been more pro certain countries or a certain country. And later on, towards the very end, he might have been questioning some things. Okay? Watch this video next.
Fact is now Bibi and the Israeli hard-right government has a mandate. I gotta be careful the way I say this. They're gonna try to ethnically cleanse Gaza. I mean, that's, and I don't use that term lightly, okay? They're talking about basically removing 2.5 million people from there, okay? And honestly, they have a mandate to go seek justice and revenge. They do. There is this idea that they need to have a truce or a peace treaty. That's moral after you see women and children be burned alive and dragged to the streets. But there are some serious questions here, Patrick. And let me tell you, my pattern recognition.
The music on Instagram kills me. Okay. I want to play for you some of the text messages that were exchanged between Charlie Kirk's accused killer and his roommate, Robinson. Now, I believe the transcripts have been released by the FBI, by the Utah Police Department. I believe that these are the ones that were released. I'm assuming, and I want to make everything fully transparent while I'm going through all of this. I'm assuming that this is accurate, okay? I have not independently verified that these are exactly the ones that they released. And it's exactly what he said, but I'm pretty sure these are the ones, right? Robinson says, "Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard." Roommate says, "What? You're joking, right?" Robinson, "I am still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I'm sorry to involve you." Yeah, I'm using that because it sounds like that. "You weren't the one who did it, right?" says the roommate. Robinson, "I am. I'm sorry." Roommate, "I thought they caught the person." So this is after probably referring to the old man who they grabbed right away, which I also looked into him, and there are some very, very suspicious things about that old man. Okay, he was apparently involved in the Boston bombing. He was involved in a number of other very weird...
he has Israeli background, right? Or something, too.
I cannot verify that. I do not know. But he was involved in a number of very high-profile incidences in America in which he was at the very forefront. And someone ran the statistical probability of him being at all of these events, and it came back as like something point whatever in like 3 billion that this guy would show up at all of these events when the crime was occurring. Okay, so that old man, although I haven't looked into him as much as I could, there's something very fishy about that. And he's the one who jumped up, by the way. We all saw his face plastered all over the news.
Help him get away, right?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said, "I shot Charlie Kirk." Okay, this is, how do I say this? Allegedly, this is what he said. Allegedly, he said, "I shot him, arrest me." And they grabbed him and arrested him. And allegedly, he was just trying to cover for the alleged shooter so the shooter could get away. Right? So he must have been a Charlie Kirk hater, allegedly. There's going to be a lot of allegedlys in this show. Okay? He says, so his roommate says, "I thought they caught the person," referring to that old man we just discussed. Robinson says, "No, they grabbed some crazy old dude." Yep. Then interrogated someone in similar clothing. "I had planned to grab my rifle." What? How old was Robinson? He wasn't very old. He was college age.
He was like 22.
Yeah,
Something
okay.
Like
Everyone of our age and in our generation knows that the internet is forever. You put something on it, it doesn't go away. We all know that. It's incredibly clear.
Self-incrimination, yeah.
You wouldn't write this online after. You wouldn't text it. You wouldn't email it. Okay, this is why people have all of their conspiracy theories. "I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering." What a weird word. Who the hell?
It's like
why?
you're writing a book, right?
His roommate said, yeah, it is. His roommate says, "Why? Why did I do it? Yeah. I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on, and I haven't seen anything about them finding it." So he's watching the news, which if this is accurate, right? And he says, "I haven't seen anything about them finding it." That means he's watching the news. Well, apparently his photo came out, pretty quickly after that as a suspect. And he was spotted at a Dairy Queen, a little ways away from where the shooting happened. in pretty much the exact same clothes that the shooter was allegedly wearing, and the photos that the FBI and the police released, he was spotted at Dairy Queen wearing the same stuff. Now, this is the internet, right? All of this is allegedly. That photo I saw, which some of you might have seen too, that photo could have been taken, you know, months ago when he was in Dairy Queen, and someone just posted it for clicks to say, hey, you know, we don't know, right?
Yeah.
I won't dig too deep into that. No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, right? So we just read that. Hopefully they haven't moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. How long have you been planning this? A bit over a week, I believe. I'll confess right here online, right? I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept the spot. Swept. That's an interesting word. Very FBI to use swept. I think they've already been there. You know, that's what I would say. But I don't want to chance it. I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. My vehicle? I'm worried about what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't know if it has had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Why is he confessing all of this, you know? That's the question. I'm not even going to read the rest of this, right?
It's so ridiculous.
Right, but we're going to continue watching some more of these videos. Here's what I want you all to, you know, just to kind of, so you guys don't take this so seriously. We're not saying there's any conspiracy, nothing. We're not saying anything like that, right? So I'm just going to play you a little clip of who, you know, because let's just listen to who Nick Fuentes is, right? He's the guy that we just watched in that first video. Just listen to him speak.
Struggle. Whites, blacks against the Jews. So he might not like me saying he's my nigga, but we're all niggas, okay? I'm a nigga, you're a nigga, we're America's niggas, we're the world's niggas, we're the niggas of the world, you know? Israel wants to kill us all, we're all niggas. Israel trying to keep us all down, am I right? That's right, that's right. Israel's trying to keep us all down, we're all niggas. We're all niggas here, it's okay. White, black, Cuban or Asian. White, black, red, brown, or yellow, we are all niggas. To them, we're all goyim.
He doubled down.
I don't care if you're a black nigga, white nigga, it is one struggle. If you're with God, if you're with America, I'm with you, the American.
So Nick Fuentes, right? He's cuckoo, right? We can't listen to anything he's saying. I just wanted to put that video out so you guys don't think we're being serious about this Israel nonsense. He's a crazy person. We don't, listen to him with a grain of salt, right? That's crazy. Let's listen to some of the so in my digging into some of this stuff. There's a reason I'm playing the videos that I'm playing, right? I could be playing videos of, we're mourning his loss, the wake of his death, all of these things, right? I'm playing you specific videos for a specific reason, and that's all I'll say about it.
You start slightly criticizing Israel. We got a jail in Louisiana and then one in El Salvador that Israel can send you to via the U.S. government.
You're alluding to Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, I don't like any of these anti-Semites, and I'm not shy about it. There's no reason to think we're ever going to convince them, but we can put them in jail. We can make their lives miserable. We can cut off their funding.
This guy thinks that simply criticizing how Israel is prosecuting the war is already anti-Semitic. And he wants to throw you in prison for it.
Yeah.
In prison for it.
And by the way, that was an answer to a question about Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. So we're not talking about student visas anymore.
Oh my God.
Now we're talking about core American podcasters, people in media on the right. You start.
Isn't that weird? Right? Isn't that weird? Let me play you another video.
Hello, I'm Ted Pike, and this is my wife, Lynn. Today, a foreign government, Israel, operates the most powerful lobby in Congress. This is AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee.
This was in 1987.
Congress, Israel demands and gets nearly $5 billion annually. No elected official dares criticize Israel for fear the Jewish lobby will accuse him of anti-Semitism, the kiss of death for any politician. The president also knows what Israel wants, Israel gets. To act otherwise is political suicide. The mass media, founded and controlled primarily by Jews, manipulates the spigot of information out of which Heartland America drinks. The message of this contaminated source is, if you criticize Israel, you are anti-Semitic. Be safe, keep your head down, or you are fair game for being knocked off by the Zionist shooting gallery.
As a result, our president and elected officials are slaves to political correctness when it comes to Jews and Israel. They cannot seriously criticize Israel, especially as the source of Mideast strife and terrorism. They cannot suggest an end of aid to Israel. They cannot even protest Zionist control of Congress.
Hello.
That was allegedly a video from 1987. What do you think? Where do you think we are right now? It's just crazy stuff. We're all the N-words. We're N-words, bro. Watch this video of Andrew Tate.
Conspiracy theory that there's a particular group of people who control the world, and they control the media, and they control the money, and they control the banking, and if you speak against their interests, you pay the price. It's an interesting
Weird, I've never heard that.
Yeah, very strange.
What? First time.
Yeah, they were actually on my side, and then, as you said, I, on October 9th, called what Israel was doing a disgusting. And I said it before anyone else did. And I said it because I thought it was the right thing to say. And as soon as I did that, all of these other influencers on the conservative side just whip up a storm trying to damage my reputation and damage my name. I obviously made it clear that OnlyFans donate millions of dollars a year to AIPAC, which AIPAC, of course, are the Israel lobby, which are heavily involved in American politics. And OnlyFans, who's owned by a Jewish man, donates millions of dollars to this day. Interesting conspiracy theory.
That is interesting, right? Why would I play these videos? We're sitting here talking about Charlie Kirk's death. It was tragic. No one really knows what happened now. And conspiracy theories are running rampant on the internet. I won't say too much more than that. We'll just watch a couple of different videos that I had saved.
עליהם ממש? לא יודע, אני יורק על הרצפה, אולי אם אני רואה צלב, אם אני רואה נוצרי לבד. אתה כן? אני יורק על הרצפה, מגעיל אותי.
Before you continue watching this video, America is a quote-unquote Christian nation. One nation under God, right? This is the country that we support with everything we have.
למה? עוזב? למה? כי נצרות זה משהו זה נגד היהודים משהו.
אם הם עובדי עבודה זרה, אז אנחנו צריכים למוס בהם ולשקט אותם ולרמוס אותם ובעיקרון גם להרוג אותם, כי הרי גוי חייב בשבע מצוות בני נוח, ואם הוא לא מקיים את זה צריך להרוג אותו. אבל... אתה תהרוג מישהו? אם הייתי...
So, they're asking these Jews, what basically would you do to Christians? What do you think of Christians? I want to repeat what I said earlier. America is a quote-unquote Christian nation. One nation under God. We follow the Bible, the exact thing that these people are talking about. And they are referring to Christians as something that they would kill, spit on. These are Jewish people, allegedly.
It's interesting. Right there where you paused it, he said, there's a question, would you kill someone? He says, if I could, I would be happy to do it.
Right? Isn't that interesting?
Interesting.
That's interesting. But we're all crazy people. None of this is serious. I'm just joking around. Nick Fuentes, we're all N-words. We're just watching videos online. This is crazy. This is nuts.
אתה יודע, אבל אין לנו בית דין, אז אנחנו לא יכולים לעשות את זה.
שמאמין שהאלוהים שלי הוא חלק מבי איש, אז צריך להרוג אותו. מי שמזלזל באלוהים שלי, אז אני אהרוג אותו.
אז זה לא, אבל זה תפקיד שלכם. להרוג או לרעוק, זה לא התפקיד של אלוקים?
לא, השם אומר לנו מה לעשות. תפקידה בעולם זה לעשות טוב לגרום שהעולם יהיה נקי.
כן.
אז כל בן אדם שיאמין באיזה בן זונה אחד.
אבל איפה זה כתוב? אבל איפה זה כתוב?
איפה זה כתוב בגמרא? אתה רוצה להביא גמרא? אנחנו יכולים להביא גמרא ולראות.
אבל מישהו שעובר שהוא נוצרי, הוא לא עושה את זה יום.
זה ממש כמו יריקה בפרצוף, הוא נמצא כאן בבית של אלוקים, והוא בא ויורק עליו, הוא מתייחס אליו בצורה שגויה ביותר, בצורה שזה ממש כמו יריקה. לכן זה ממש...
זה שהם קיימים.
אני לא נכנס עכשיו, אני לא אם צריך לירוק או לא צריך לירוק, אבל עצם זה שבן אדם בא נכנס, אז הוא נכנס, זה כמו שהוא יורק לאבא שלך בפרצוף.
אבל הוא חי פה.
זה לא משנה, אם הוא עכשיו...
בסדר.
You know, what can you say about that video? What can you say? Let's watch this one. I believe this just recently happened as well. On September 10th, the Senate voted 51-49 to block the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Does anybody know when Charlie Kirk was shot and killed? It's just weird. I don't want answers to these questions. I just want you to listen, pay attention, watch this one.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah.
News Corp International.
Yeah.
Which employed you for several years.
Yes.
Which actually
it employs me now.
It employs you now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone who thinks Piers Morgan is the pinnacle of free, press, like balanced, fair,
ethical,
honest press.
Unbiased journalism.
Exactly. You know, it's just some sketchy things, right?
Into the issue.
Yes. What do you think the issue is? I saw what you tweeted. What does it have to do with me?
Not my tweets. I have a question for you. News Corp International had a charitable arm which funded the Jerusalem Foundation, which builds illegal settlements.
What's this got to do with me?
Illegal settlements in
What's it got to
Jerusalem.
do with me?
Stop cutting him off, Piers.
What's it got to do with me?
Do you condemn Rupert Murdoch?
I'm not talking about Rupert Murdoch.
Do you condemn Rupert Murdoch?
I'm not talking about Rupert Murdoch.
This has never been shown on British media. This is a letter from Netanyahu's political office. It is a list of individuals that Netanyahu considered to be funders of his political campaign. There is a name on this list. The name is Rupert Murdoch. Your employer.
You know what?
I have a question.
What's your question?
Some wild things, man. You know, I've said a lot and I've said nothing at all. I don't know what's going on. I don't think any of us do. What do you guys think about... Hold on. Pause before you do that. This is interesting, too.
Look, I'm 28 years old. I've had to defend my country in 2 wars and in many battles. Nobody wants peace more than Israel. One of the things that I think is unique about Israel, in terms of all America's allies, is that it is perhaps the only one who has taken care of itself so far. And I would think that America, in fact, it's not a one-way street, Israel taking from the United States. Israel is giving the United States an extraordinary bargain in the Middle East. It's the one stable democratic ally which the United States can count on. Look,
That's interesting. Actions speak louder than words. Right? So those are just a bunch of random videos on the internet that I just wanted to play. They don't mean anything. We're all a bunch of N-words. I could play you the Nick Fuentes' video again if that's what you want to hear. We're just a bunch of silly people. There's nothing serious about this. But also, there's some serious shit going on right now in the world. And I've been asking a lot of questions. And Charlie Kirk was also asking a lot of questions right before he was murdered. And it's just strange the coincidences that occur and that are dug up after something like this has happened. It's all so very strange. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. I think the camera's just going to be on me through this whole video. Does anybody else? What do you guys think? I mean, we're 28 minutes. Give it 3 or 4 more minutes. Anybody want to say something about the Charlie Kirk situation and what you witnessed?
It's a lot of information to sink in.
Go ahead.
It just seems like there's too much information suggesting that it was just some random guy who made a decision on his own to go and do this. Doesn't add up.
Yeah. I will say this much, okay? During the course of watching the Charlie Kirk assassination and going online and seeing the videos that people are putting together, I will say this much. If you have a particular bias, one way or the other, you can find a video that supports that bias, right? I can go on here and I can find hundreds and hundreds of videos, I'm sure, of Netanyahu looking like a beautiful person. I can find tons of videos of Nick Fuentes looking like an angel, and then videos like this where he's just blatantly spitting out the N-word, with which I really don't care that he said it, honestly. He made his point well, right? If you have a bias one way or the other, the algorithms online will feed you exactly what you're looking for. That is one of the things that I have discovered in the course of looking through some of this stuff. So it is hard to do proper research anymore because you're being pump fed what they know you want to hear, right? So it's important that all of us be objective, look at both sides, look at all of the stories, try to come to some sort of rational conclusion and decision about this. This was a tragic disaster. And this man's life was taken in front of all of us. We've all seen the videos, I'm sure. And it's horrible to watch. It makes you think. And I hope this video that we played for you today, or these multiple videos, will make you think a little bit and just dig a little into some stuff.
The only thing, too, is with what happened, it might backfire on, for whatever reason it happened. It might go the other way, right? Like, they might have fueled something bigger.
That's true.
By doing something this way.
It was dangerous. It's always dangerous to silence a powerful voice, because what you end up doing is amplifying that voice. We've seen it so many times when people get, assassinated. What's the first thing we all do? We go back and start watching the footage, listening to what they said. We do that time and time and time again. So it's a dangerous move. It's a power move. If it is what a lot of people think it is, if behind the curtains the real puppet master is who we all think it is, it's a dangerous move to kill someone like Charlie Kirk, because you may have it's just like what we did over in the Middle East. You kill one bad guy and 5 more will pop up in his place, right? So the opposition in America of Charlie Kirk, of people like Charlie Kirk, to kill Charlie Kirk, now you've also inspired a lot of other people to pick up his torch, right? And people who might have an even bigger voice and an even more powerful voice, right? So it's a dangerous move. You never know which way it's going to go. You could scare people into silence, or you could provoke people into anger, and you could provoke them into doing exactly what you tried to silence in the first place. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this. I hope people stand up and do the right thing.
And that kind of goes into I know this isn't the same video, but we priorly did a video, right, on Nepal, and that kind of feeds into the same thing.
Right.
You do stuff like this, and that's something that can happen, right?
Yeah. It's a crazy world. Everything's crazy. Take this video with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Be objective. Watch all the whatever you want to do. Get into the internet a little bit and see what you can find. Email the show, the BTG team at gmail.com. If you have a crazy story or you have a crazy take, even on this Charlie Kirk story, email it to us. Comment on our video. Message us on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, X. And we'll get back to you in a video. We'll do a video on your question. All right. Bye.
Bye.